Rio, Tokyo. If you think that the next in the series are Berlin, Denver, and Nairobi, you are wrong. The correct sequence is Paris, Los Angeles, and Brisbane. Of course, these are not the characters from popular series Money Heist. Rather, these are the cities that will be hosting the Summer Olympics in the coming years. For a few weeks, when the Olympics is taking place, these cities would be the center of international attention. For this very reason, each country spends several years and considerable amount of money to build the venues and to groom the city itself. But how is the city chosen to host the Olympics? Is the country compensated enough for hosting an Olympics event? Should India, whenever it may be, host such an event by spending an enormous amount of money? We are going to analyze and answer these questions through this video. We'll also discuss why 2021 Tokyo Olympics is still being called Tokyo 2020 Olympics. An Olympic medal, that would be the greatest aspiration for any talented athlete. Winning these competitions, where victory or loss is decided in a matter of mere seconds or minutes, is not easy. Most athletes make huge sacrifices and often devote their entire lives to this cause. Same is the case with the country or city that hosts an Olympics. It takes many years for the city to prepare for an event which lasts for only a few days. Let's take the example of Tokyo Olympics itself. 6 cities expressed their interest in hosting the 32nd Summer Olympics: Tokyo, Doha, Istanbul, Madrid, Rome, and Baku, 2011. Even though Rome withdrew their bid in the very beginning, the other 5 cities submitted their detailed application to the International Olympic Committee (IOC). Based on rigorous evaluation of the applications of Baku and Doha were rejected, and subsequently, after 3 rounds of voting among the IOC members, Tokyo was selected as the venue for the 2020 Olympic Games. By that time, Japan had already spent $75 million, which equals 540 crore Indian rupees. This was spent just on preparing the bid and to design the venue according to the IOC standards. Note that this amount was in addition to the $150 million, which is 1000 crore rupees in India, that Japan had spent to prepare for their failed bid for the 2016 Olympics. This is not the first time that Tokyo has hosted an Olympics. The 1964 Olympic Games were also held in Japan. In fact, that Olympics was Japan's statement to the world that they have arrived, a mere 20 years after the total destruction during the World War II. Tokyo's plan was to renovate the stadia for 1964 to cut costs. Still, a new Olympic stadium had to be built. The initial design of the stadium turned out to be hugely controversial, both in terms of the cost, $2 billion, and shape, and it had to be abandoned, and a new design had to be prepared. The Tokyo Olympics features 339 events across 33 sports categories. Most of the events are held in the Heritage Zone, which is located at the heart of the city, and at the Tokyo Bay Zone by the sea. By using the stadia that already existed and by building several temporary venues, example Aomi Urban Sports Park, Tokyo was able to cut costs. However, Japan still had to build a new Olympic village to house more than 11,000 athletes. Besides accommodation, restaurants and training facilities would also have to be provided in the village. It is believed that Tokyo has spent at least $2 billion for all these arrangements. There is also the cost of construction of the International Broadcasting Center, which is the hub for the media. Then there is the unavoidable expense of ensuring security for all the athletes and to the venues. Though the expenses incurred by the host nations are huge, they have few gains too. First and foremost is the fact that the entire world's attention is on you, and that could bring in the publicity and tourism revenue. The Olympic Games of 1964 in Tokyo, 1988 in Seoul, and 2008 in Beijing were all majestic displays of the rapid economic growth that these cities and countries achieved in the preceding years. In addition, the built-up infrastructure has benefited the city's residents for decades. The revenue from the Olympic Games is also substantial. The ticket sales to domestic and foreign tourists alone net more than $1 billion for every Summer Olympics. The sponsorship revenue for the Games is significantly higher, though the revenue from the international sponsors will go to the IOC. The host city benefits from the income from the domestic sponsors. Another source of income is from merchandising. Tokyo has been selling t-shirts, gold coins, and folding fans with the Tokyo 2020 logo from the year 2017 itself. That is why, even though the Olympics have been postponed to 2021, it is still known as the Tokyo 2020. But when compared to the revenue from the broadcast of Olympic events, everything else pales in comparison. As with any other sporting event, broadcasting and advertising constitute a major chunk of the revenue for the Olympics as well. It is estimated that the income from broadcast of Tokyo 2020 will be at least $3 billion, which would be equal to 22,000 crore rupees. However, most of this money goes to the IOC. In fact, 75% of the total revenue of IOC is generated from broadcasting rates. As a result, the host country will only get a small share of this. If we look at the financials of each Olympics in the last few decades, we can see that most host countries have incurred huge losses. The case of Tokyo Olympics is also not going to be much different. Although the initial estimate was $13 billion, the epidemic has upset all their calculations. Not only did Japan have to take additional measures to prevent the spread, but also bear the cost of maintaining the stadia and Olympics village for an extra year. Owing to these reasons, it is believed that the cost has already doubled, $26 billion. To make things worse, Japan has announced that there won't be any fans at the stadium for fear of super spreading, which means the revenue from tickets will be completely lost. Recent polls reveal that 80% of the Japanese citizens are against hosting the Olympics. However, Japan cannot cancel the Olympics. If they do so, they will have to pay a huge amount as compensation to IOC as per their bidding agreement. Besides that, the 2022 Winters Olympic will be hosted by China, which is a regional rival of Japan. So, Japan has no other way other than to proceed. Despite the domestic protests, Japan is indeed caught between a rock and a hard place. This is not the case with Tokyo alone. Other countries that hosted Olympics in the recent decades also went through troubled periods. Greece went bankrupt partly due to the cost incurred in the hosting of 2004 Athens Olympics. The strangest part is that even after the host nation taking so much risk and spending a fortune on hosting an Olympics, there will probably be a torrent of negative press from the foreign media. This was the case with Athens, Rio, and Beijing Olympics. Nations may try to boost their image by hosting an Olympics, but it is exact opposite that could happen. Most of the countries are now well aware of this fact. That is why many countries that had expressed interest to host 2024 and 2028 Olympics have dropped their bids. As a result, IOC had to award the 2024, 2028 and 2032 Olympics without any competition. They now realize that the astronomical cost incurred in building new infrastructure is what prevents most countries from bidding. As a result, IOC is now contemplating permanent venues and to award the Olympic Games to nations that already have most of the necessary infrastructure. Another idea is to have multiple nations co-host an Olympics, which is something that FIFA and ICC already does with their World Cups. For a large country like India, hosting an Olympics is not that big a challenge. If India offers favorable conditions to the IOC, they will be more than ready to award an Olympics to India. So, essentially the question is not whether India can host an Olympics, rather if and when. It is believed that India has tried to bid for 2032 Olympics in Ahmedabad and for 2048 Olympics in Delhi, but we really have to ponder whether spending billions of rupees is the best use of our resources. On the contrary, what we should really do is to urgently enable our athletes so that we can improve our rather sorry position in the Olympic medal table. Let's wish all our athletes who are attending the Tokyo Olympics all the best.